Now, I have never done anything like this before where I've made something from a crocheted item. But what I have just gone and done, and I've done it off camera, is I'm going to be cutting around here. So that's where my head's going to go through. So where there's going to be this top bit that's going to sit around my shoulders, I've literally just gone round, and just on this edge, I've just top stitched it, and I've gone round it twice. Because with crocheting or any knits, I'm always concerned that they're going to come unravelled. So I'm just going to now cut this circle out. Right, so I'm going to save that, because that might come in for something else at some point. So that will be the top of the jumper. But you can see, if I bring it closer, hopefully, I've stitched just around here. And I may go around and just make that a little bit neater later on, you know, by clipping these little bits off. Right, now there is a bit of damage bit on the bottom of this tablecloth. One's this one here, and then the other one is, that's a bigger one. So I'm going to try and hopefully get them cut at the cutout point. Now, I've looked at this for quite a while, and I can't tell which is the right way and I can't tell which is the wrong way. I'm going to say that that'll be the right way, only because I've just noticed a knot there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get this. I need this, them. Right, so that, if I make it, that there's going to be some sleeves there. Right, let's have a look. So I need to just fold this in half, making sure that it's all symmetrical. Is that the word? Right, now the most damaged is that. So that one there, I'm probably going to have to repair that, because that's going to be in the body, isn't it? That's okay, I think. Right, okay then. So I'm going to go and get a tape measure. I'm going to get my pins. And I'm going to get a top that can lay on top, just as a bit of a template for it. Right, so I've just got this lovely lace top that's one of my favourite tops. And now this has only got, it's got like a drop sleeve on it, but it's got a narrow sleeve. But I want lovely, big, wide, like bat wing sleeves, if you like, on this jumper. So I've just got, put that up there. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And then I'm going to be cutting that really bad bit off. And then I'm going to come up to, let's have a look, to there. So again, it's going to be a drop shoulder, but then I'm going to come down. So I've got a wide bodice as well. Now I'm going to get some quite big pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to get this lined up there. Just going to pin it as I'm going up. Because I can always make it a bit narrower, you know, if it turns out that it looks ridiculous. Because like I say, I haven't done anything like this before, so I am winging it a bit. So let me just get that there. Right, now that might have to go a little bit higher, I think. So let me just get this a little bit out of the way. Yes, so let me take that to that point there. Yeah, so I'm going to take that and then make that the point for coming down there. Right, so I've got this side pinned and I've already pinned the opposite side, but how I got to the pinning was where I did 5 of these scallops for the sleeve. I've done 5 of the scallops on this side, so I've got the same width at the bottom. Then I went back to this side to measure where this is, this part of the crocheted bit. I measured from there to where the pin was, which gave me 17.5. So then on the same set of crocheting, I went to that edge there and pinned at 17.5. Then I came to the next section, measured from there to there, and then mirrored it on this side, so I've got the same amount of fabric in the sleeve. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to actually just cut up the centre of that, straight up the centre of it. So that's giving me my sleeves, as you can see. So I'm going to go to the machine, and where the pins are, this is where I'm going to be stitching it. So I'm just going to stitch, because I've got this on the wrong side, so it's right side facing right side. So I'm going to stitch where those pins are, coming up to that there, and then coming down. Right, so I'm at the overlocker then. Right, and then let me just get ready to stitch down this. So like I said, where the pins is, that's my sewing line. So I'm just going to take that pin out. I'm going to work my way up, coming to that next pin. Just making sure underneath that it's laying flat, that I'm not going to be cutting anything off, that shouldn't be. Right, before I'm taking the pin out, I'm just looking at where I'm coming. Just take that out. Right, so I'm going to go to the opposite side. Right, so I'm on the Duke, and I'm just going to basically stitch round where I've just done it on the sleeves and down the sides. So I'm going to fold that overlocking over, back tack it to secure it. And then I'm just going to, where the overlocking is, I'm just going to run alongside it, and this is just for an extra security stitch, because this thread that I've got on here, it's a really strong thread. Now when I'm coming to any areas that's just, you know, really where there's not much crochet in there, I'm going to back tack, so it's just, again, just giving it a bit more security. Right, so let me just see if I can find that bit that needed repairing. There it is. Right, so what I'm going to do here then, I'm going to get them threads together. Right, so that's where I've just stitched across there just to repair that bit. Now, how cute is it as a beach dress, guys? I've just got a costume underneath. I love how the sleeves are, you know, the big bell sleeves. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Now, how easy was that to do? It was run up in no time at all, wasn't it? Now, once you've pinned it, what you can do is try it on to make sure that you're happy how it fits. But I went on the template. I did quite a bit different to what the top was, but basically I knew how I wanted the sleeves to be, and I knew I wanted some room in the bodice area. But this has turned out so great, and I actually bought this tablecloth for £5 in the charity shop. But how much would a jumper like this to buy be? I know if you would buy something like this from Joe Brown's, you'd pay about £45 for it. So another great make for my summer holiday. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.